Now let's look at the calendar from an instructor's perspective, and then I'll show you how to make some changes to the calendar to make it a little more user-friendly for the students. First, let's take a look at the calendar and see what a student sees. So I'm going into the student preview, click on course calendar. If I were a student looking at the calendar, this is what I would see. And I would think, oh, I don't have anything to do for 3 weeks, so I don't have to log into the course for 3 weeks. But what they don't know is on the 20th, their midterm is due, because the midterm has not yet become available. Their midterm doesn't become available until Monday the 7th. All right, so they would think, oh, hey, I've got 3 weeks off. So I want to modify my course so that items appear. So the first thing I want to look at is using the learning module or content area to control the availability of items in the course. So let's go into the midterm. And as you see, I have an availability start date set on the midterm. That's why it didn't show up on the calendar. So I want to change that. So I go to the Actions link and select Edit Test Options. And I'm just going to turn that off. But note that I still have a due date in there. And I have a display until date. So after that date, they won't be able to access the midterm. And I'll click Submit. Now let's do that for week 9. Critical thinking assignment. I have a display after date set. I want to take that out. So I edit that critical thinking assignment. Due date stays in. The display until date stays in. But I turn the display after date off. And now there's no display after date. And I do the same thing for the quiz. So let's see how that affected our calendar. And now you can see on April 3rd, there are now 4 items available. So let's go to the daily view. You can see now the week 9, chapter 9 quiz is available. But if I go to that test, they actually get an error message when they're logged in as a student. So I'm going to go back to the calendar. And those 2 items, the quiz and the critical thinking assignment, they can't actually access them because their availability is controlled by the learning module. But they can see them on the calendar. And that's an important distinction, that they be able to see them on the calendar.